Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'a, rizqan tayyiba, amalan mutakabbala. Allahumma amin. Dear distinguished participants, viewers, listeners, and our tuners, guest speaker from Turkey, everybody here with us, welcome to Tadabbur al-Quran Academy, Qibla Tadabbur al-Quran Academy, we call Kata, and Tahiyatul Islam to everybody. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First and foremost, we are very humble to apologize that for technical problem and that delayed us to start our lecture 10 minutes. Actually, this is the technical problem happen any times unexpectedly. So again, we are very sorry. So tonight, inshallah, we listen to our very renowned Islamic scholar and alim, Ustaz Fadilatul Sheikh Ustaz Dr.Israr Ahmad Khan. He joined with us from Turkey, and inshallah, we will deliver on the topic Maqasid al-Quran, the objectives of the Quran. So without further delay, here on behalf of Kata, Qibla Academy of Tadabbur al-Quran, we invite our beloved Professor Fadilatul Sheikh Ustaz Dr. Israr Ahmad Khan. Falyatafaddal mashkura.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulih al-Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahabihi wa azwajihi ajma'een ila yawmiddin. Amma ba'd. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Dr. Habib Ibrahim Shah, Dr. Yasir, Dr. Hidayatul Islam, and dear viewers all over the world, including Malaysia, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As announced earlier and also a while ago, the topic of my talk in this session is objectives of the Quran. First of all, under introductory remark, I would like to focus on the answer to two questions. Question number one: who have been addressed in the Quran? For whom the Quran came down? The question number two: what is the position of the Quran as to its authenticity? Let me focus first of all on the answer to the first question. Right from the beginning until the end, the Quran appears to have to be addressing human beings. When the Quran says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, it refers to the human beings. When the Quran says, Ya ayyuhan nas, it refers to the human beings. When the Quran says, Ya ayyuhal kafirun, it refers to the human beings. When the Quran says, Ya ayyuhal munafiqun, it refers to the human beings. When the Quran says, Ya ayyuhal nasara, it refers to human beings. When the Quran says, Ya ayyuhal ladina hadu, it refers to human beings. قالت الأعراب آمنا. Arab, this word also refers to human beings. the entire Quran addresses the human beings. I remember right now, Dr. Habib, one of my best friends in Malaysia, had asked me the question concerning an ayah in Surah Ar-Rahman. Ya ma'ashar al-jinn wal-ins. Dr. Habib attracted my attention to the address to both ins and jinn, human beings and jinn beings. The answer to this query was, and it still is, that this is the description of the dialogue or the statements to be made on the Day of Judgment. Because if we read the whole paragraph, it will be clear that this one is directly related to the Day of Judgment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will address all jinns and all human beings on the Day of Judgment. Here the question is, who have been addressed in the Quran? As for the question, because it is a related question, Suratul Jinn refers to the understanding and the reaction of jinn beings to the recitation of the Quran by the last Prophet ﷺ at a particular point in Arabian Peninsula. That does not refer to the fact that jinns have also been addressed in the Quran. And the Quran is also for them. As for the eligibility of the jinns for the Quran, as for the benefits the jinns gain from the Quran, this is a totally different thing. We don't know much about it. What appears from the Quranic addresses is that the Quran addresses the entire humanity, the humankind. The question number 2, as to the authenticity of the Quran, authenticity of the Quran signifies 2 dimensions. Origin of the Quran and originality of the Quran. In order to explain that the Quran is still origin, I would like to mention here, share with you what 3 great scientists, embryologists, anatomists have said concerning origin of the Quran. The 3 scholars who are well known for their contributions in the field of anatomy, embryology, as well as IVF, in vitro fertilization. Professor Keith Moore, T.V. Prasad, E. Marshall Johnson. They came across certain verses in the Quran which deal with the embryonic stages of human beings in the womb of mother. They were shocked to see. They could not believe that these statements concerning the embryonic development or human development in the womb of mother has been mentioned in the Quran 1400 years ago. I couldn't read the book written by Professor Keith Moore, but I have read one of his articles in which he discusses several verses of the Quran, including Surah Al-Mu'minun 12, 13, 14. Particularly, he dwells on the verse number 14. ثم خلقنا النطفة علقة فخلقنا العلقة مضغة فخلقنا المضغة عظاما فكسونا العظام لحما ثم أنشأناه خلقا آخر فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. In this verse, Surah Al-Mu'minun 14, we find the mention of six stages of the development of human embryo in the womb of mother. Nutfa, alaqa, muzgha, izam, lahm, khalq akhar. They wonder, means these scholars, including Professor Keith Moore, there are really 6 stages of the human development in the womb of mother. How come the Quran describes it in such an accurate manner? It's not so much surprising, because he has said in his article, Professor Keith Moore, that one might say that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam might have managed to operate the womb of mother, to see and observe and prescribe accurately all the stages. So Professor Keith Moore takes, first of all, the second stage, alaqa. He says that alaqa, one of the meanings of alaqa is leech-like, a leech, anything that clings. So he says in his article that the second stage of human embryo is exactly with no other shape but leech. And as for the third stage, mudgha, anything chewed item. The item where the substance, where there are the dental marks. So he says in the end that if one claims that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam might have observed, so he says it was not possible. Even today, it's not possible for any human being to see the 2 stages with their naked eyes. It's not possible. Today it is possible to see the second and the third stages with the help of microscope. And he says that the microscope was discovered, developed, made in 17th century, more than 1,000 years after the Quran was revealed. In the end, Professor Keith Moore, he says that there is no other justification of this accuracy except that the one who is the creator of man has made this statement. This statement is in the Quran. It simply means that the Quran is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mr. A.J.R. Berry, a very famous Orientalist, he says that the Quranic discourse is a supernatural discourse. What is the meaning? Supernatural discourse. yani superhuman discourse. This discourse belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, the sustainer, the provider, the caretaker, the controller of the universe. After we answer to this question, let us deal with another dimension of the authenticity, that is originality of the Quran. Yani, is the Quran being used today, being read today, being circulated today, being printed today, represents the Quran delivered by the last Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? There might be many answers. I would restrict myself only to two answers. Number one, throughout the world, one can find only one single version of the Quran. The Quran used in Indonesia, the Quran used in Pakistan, the Quran used in the remotest area of the world, the Quran used in Ukraine, the Quran used in India, the Quran used in Bangladesh, the Quran used in Malaysia, everywhere the same Quran. What's the Quran? That Quran has a definite beginning, definite end, and definite messages with the definite arrangement of the order. The Quran begins with Surah Al-Fatiha. The Quran ends with Surah Al-Nas. And in between, there are messages. And these are all one and the same. And there is a particular order. Order of the chapters, order of the words, order of the verses. No difference at all. You pick up a Quran from Indonesia and pick up a Quran from Turkey, you cannot find any difference. Availability of one single version of the Quran bears witness that the Quran was never at any stage of the history after its revelation altered, modified, changed. Even though there are articles, even books which claim that the Quran was altered, they don't have any proof. They just put up the gossip. They have created lies and they want to promote those lies. Quran is still original. There is no alteration. In the second half of the 19th century, second half of the 19th century, Munich University in Germany established an institute, namely Institute of Quranic Studies. This institute was established actually to check the authenticity and the originality of the Quran. For that purpose, that institute collected around 42,000 copies of the Quran from around the world, including the oldest one, which they obtained from Tashkent library. For 50 years, 50, a large number of people worked day and night, and they made comparison between each and every copy of the Quran and with the oldest copy of the Quran. They came to the conclusion, and this conclusion is well known in the history. The conclusion is that there is no difference at all. Yes, they say that as for the typographical mistakes, it is there hither and thither, but as for the words, its orders, its order, and as for the verses, their order, and the messages, the arrangement, there is no difference at all. Yes. Here, I would like to share with you a famous scholar of the Bible, Professor Bart D. Ehrman. He is a professor of New Testament in the Department of Religious Studies, University of Carolina, America. He says, so many videos are there on the internet. You can also see what he says. He says that originality of the Gospels is lost. He uses a particular sentence. He says, the copy which we use today, it is actually the copy of the, after the copy, the copy of the copy of the copy of the copy, the copy of the copy. And he says, there's no problem in copying. But he says no copy is similar to the other one. And he also says, as for the original Greek one, from where the translation was made, is not known where it is. Original is not available. Original was in Hebrew language, and the Torah, which is available today, of course, Israel uses, Jews use it in Hebrew language, but that is not the original one. But today's Hebrew language Torah is actually the translation of 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 the translation. But that's not the case with the Quran. The Quran is the only scripture which is still original, 100% original, with 100% accuracy. If that's the case, then it is justified to see, to read, to investigate, to deliberate over why the Quran came down. For what? What is the Quranic message in nutshell? What does the Quran seeks to achieve? What does the Quran seeks to establish? That is, what are the objectives of the Quran? Undoubtedly, objectives of the Quran could be many, to many people. That's not a problem. But I have deliberated over the matter, over the issue again and again, time and again, over and over again, and reached the conclusion that the Quran has 5 objectives. I don't mean to say that only 5. I have selected. And these are the main objectives of the Quran. I refer to those objectives before brief explanation to each of them. Number 1, the objective of the Quran is introduction to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The creator, the sustainer, the provider, the caretaker, the controller of the universe. Introduction to him. This is the first objective of the Quran. The second objective of the Quran is confirmation of the last prophets, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. universal leadership. Universal leadership. For Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the universal leader. The Quran confirms it. The third objective, orientation of human individuals. Quran seeks to train each and every single individual, male and female, young and old. And the fourth objective of the Quran is creation of cultural milieu on the surface of the earth. Cultural milieu, cultural environment. And the fifth one is evolution of a comprehensive civilization. Evolution of comprehensive civilization on the earth, in the human setting. Let me now explain briefly all these objectives of the Quran one by one. First of all, introduction to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, the sustainer, the provider, the caretaker, the controller of the universe. Throughout the Quran, right from the beginning until the end, we can find that the Quran introduces in one way or the other, with one word or another. See, the first opening statement in the Quran, which is available in the first surah, Surah Al-Fatiha, is Alhamdu Lillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. All praise is due to Allah. Immediately after that, the Quran introduces to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Through what? Through four of his attributes, attributive names. Rabbil Alameen. I repeatedly say the creator, the sustainer, the provider, the caretaker, the controller of the universe. That is the meaning of Rabbil Alameen. Rabb. Rabb does not merely mean Lord. It's a very comprehensive term, Rabb. Yani the creator, the sustainer, the provider, the caretaker, and the controller of the universe. This is introduction to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And after that, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. He is the most beneficent. And he is the most merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin. And the authority on the day of judgment. If I am allowed to share with you my own humble understanding of the two attributive names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Ulama say, I don't have any problem, any objection to that. Ar-Rahman belongs to this world, Ar-Rahim belongs to the life hereafter. I humbly understand that Ar-Rahman means the one who has provided the man without any demand. See, the sun, the moon, the sky, the nebula, the stars, the waters, the wind, the mountains, all these things have been given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala And these phenomena represent Allah's attribute Ar-Rahman. And as for Ar-Rahim, it is actually the attributive name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which acts in response to the invocation, to the prayer of man. If the man commits any sin and commits any error, so he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive him. For that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ar-Rahim, the most merciful. Likewise, we find the last surah, the last two surahs. These two surahs begin with the introduction to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Generally, the translation of falaq is made daybreak. I don't challenge, but I do have reservation over this translation. Falaq is actually the process of creation. It is this process which takes place in the creation of everything, animate or inanimate beings. Human beings, animal beings, jinn beings, everything is created through the process known as falaq. And likewise, the last surah begins with Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. The creator of the humanity, the mankind, the controller of the humanity, the mankind, the sustainer of the humanity, the mankind, the caretaker of the humanity and the mankind. Everywhere. It has a significance because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unseen. As Hindus, Christians have brought their gods, their supreme being to the low level, making them or demonstrating them through some material shapes and forms. That's not the case with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now the question is how to recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to talk to Him, how to invoke, how to pray. There is only one way. That is the introduction. The Quran says in Surah Al-A'raf, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. Yani excellent names, beautiful names belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. So you have to invoke Him thereby. What does it mean? It means that if you want to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you want to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you want to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so you have to focus on His attributive names. The Quran mentions quite a number of attributive names, not 99 as claimed. 99 is with the help of the reports, traditions, hadiths. In naturally everywhere, okay, the Quranic style is that whenever the Quran advances any system, any command, so the Quran brings there attributive names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. I give you an example. This is Surah Al-Hajr, ayat 22, 23, 24. These ayat describes 17 attributive names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Asma'ul Husna. When we read these Asma'ul Husna, for example, see, هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن المتكبر الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. These attributive names bring a very clear perception to the human mind who he is, what he can do. So the Quran introduces to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through these attributive names. Another example I would like to share with you is very spectacular example from the Quran. Surah Al-Jumu'ah begins with this statement. يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم. 4 attributive names have been used there. For what? There is certain matter involved. There is an issue involved with it. Actually, the issue is that the Jews did not accept the position of the last prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. They claimed that the last prophet was also going to be raised from among the Jews. But why was he raised from among the Arabs? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, remember, Allah is Al-Malik. He is the authority to appoint. You are not the authority to appoint. Al-Quddus, whatever he does, his project, his plan, his doings are all free from any defect, major or minor. And you say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to raise the last prophet from among the Jews, but by mistake he was raised from among the Arabs. No, it was not by mistake. Al-Aziz, he is all powerful. He could do it. If he made the plan, he could do it. He could implement it. There was no handicap. There was no barrier. There was no hampering. Al-Hakim, why did he raise the last prophet among Arabs, not from among the Jews? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew who the Arab were and who the Jews were. Hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called for the last prophet to be raised from among the Arabs, who possessed during that time all the basic human qualities. Hikmah. Now I would like to proceed to the second objective of the Quran, that is confirmation of the last prophet's universal leadership. For Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is not the leader of only the believers, the Muslims, the Arabs. No. He is, the Quran says, he is the leader of the entire humanity until the last day of the universe. If we read Surah Al-Baqarah, the second surah in the Quran and the first longest surah in the Quran, if we read right from the beginning until the end, we can feel it's very clear that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran, is confirming and reconfirming the universal leadership of the last prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yeah. In Surah An-Nisa, Ayah 65, فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ حَتَّى يُحَكِّمُوكَ فِيمَا شَجَرَ بَيْنَهُمْ ثُمَّ لَا يَجِدُوا فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ حَرَجًا مِمَّا قَضَيْتَ وَيُسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا. Anyone's claim of faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the last prophet and in Islamic faith, is not acceptable, is not reliable, is not authentic unless he or she accepts wholeheartedly without any hesitation for Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam as muhakkim, the leader who decides on everything, including the disputed matters. Surah Al-Ahzab, ayah 40. ما كان محمد أبا أحد من رجالكم ولكن رسول الله وخاتم النبيين. For Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has been introduced here. It was said that he is the last prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the meaning of Nabi? What is the meaning of the prophet? Nabi means leader. Leader. Leadership may be defined as an intellectual undertaking whereby the leader inspires the people to change their thoughts and to change their pattern of behavior. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the only leader in the entire universe until today. He is the leader for the Jews, for the Christians, for the Hindus, for the Americans, for the Muslims, for the Japanese, for the Pakistanis, for the Bangladeshis, for everyone. He is the leader. Why? Because the leader leads to the success. Yeah. No one except the last Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam can lead the humanity to success. The third objective, orientation of human individuals. The entire Quran, all the surahs seek to train the human individuals, no matter who they are. Yeah. Orientation. Orientation means endeavor or training to change the mode of thought to another mode of thought and to change the pattern of behavior from another pattern of behavior. Human individuals need the training, everyday training. Every moment they need the training, and the Quran is there to train them. Yeah. To train them. There is a problem in the Muslim world that ulama, scholars, mufassirun, muhaddisun, fuqaha claim that man needs spiritual enhancement. What does it mean? There's no mention in the Quran of spiritual enhancement. Al-Ghazali alayhi al-Rahmah says that the human existence is composed of three components, elements. Al-Aql, Al-Ruh, Wal-Jism. من أين جاء هذا الكلام? This is his own view. It has no basis at all in the Quran. Yes, the man was created through the fusion of Jism and Ruh. Al-Aql is not the component, is not the constituent. Al-aql is actually the end product. Because of the amalgamation of the ruh, spirit, with the body, the man became al-wujud al-aqli, al-aql. So the Quran always attracts, invites the individuals to use their aql, human reason, to change their thoughts, to change the pattern of their behavior. Yes. Had the spirituality been of any significance, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam must have been described in the Quran in that manner. But we find in Surah Al-Qalam, ayah 4, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. From moral angle, from behavioral angle, O Prophet, you are on the highest point. You are the paragon of virtues. Yeah. It's not the spiritual enhancement. Rather, it is the moral development of man, which the Quran seeks to lead. The Quran wants to train the individuals from the moral angle. All the surahs concerns with this objective. I would like to refer to one single example. Thereafter, I will proceed to the fourth objective of the Quran. شوف in Surah Al-Ahzab, ayah number 35. إن المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات. 10 attributes have been mentioned there. 10. Equally for males as well as for females. What it is? Actually, the message there is that all human beings, if you want to be rewarded heftily, if you want to be forgiven for what you do wrongly, you have to develop yourself from these angles. Yani, these are actually the names of the individuals. The Quran wants to emphasize that you have to, all human beings, you have to develop these names and you have to maintain it. You have to take care of it. See, every individual has a personal name. Ayub, Umar, Yasir, Johnson, Prasad, Ram, Krishna, Chu and Lai. These are personal names. And there are social names. Mama, Papa, brother, sister, wife, husband, uncle, auntie. These are social names. And there are professional names. Teacher, doctor, engineer, farmer, blah, 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 blah. The Quran wants to inspire each and every individual to develop in themselves another set of names. These are names. إن المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات. These are all names, character-wise names, moral names, religious names.
Yes, Prof. Yes.
Yeah. Just 2 or 3 minutes more, okay? Number 4 is the creation of cultural milieu. The Quran wants to create a cultural environment on the surface of the earth among the human beings. You can see everywhere, okay? There is an emphasis on that particular cultural milieu. I refer to two places. I refer to only two places in the Quran, and both are in Surah An-Nur. Surah An-Nur, ayat 30-31. These two ayat, كل المؤمنين يغضوا من أبصارهم ويحفظوا فروجهم ذلك أزكى لهم. كل المؤمنات أن يغضضن من أبصارهن ويحفظن فروجهن ولا يبدين زينتهن إلا ما ظهر منها. This is a cultural milieu. Here I would like to share with you my own experience in Turkey. It's very useful, very practical dimension of cultural milieu. Here in Turkey, you cannot find even a single male, young or old, looking and gazing and staring at the woman. When I go out of my house to a shopping or to any place, when the people, the males are coming, they either wait, give way, or they keep a distance. I have never seen them looking at my wife. And this is not only about my wife, this is the cultural milieu. Yeah. And the last objective of the Quran is evolution of comprehensive civilization on the surface of the earth. Comprehensive. What is civilization? Civilization is the organization of the human society, the human settings, the human beings, the people with a certain particular set of laws. And the Quran wants to seek to establish that particular civilization. In Surah Ashura, the counseling, ayah number 13, there is a phrase, Aqim establish deen. I always translate it not as establish religion, but establish human civilization on the surface of the earth. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم أجمعين وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you very much.
Alaikum assalam wa
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
This is very interesting. Jazakumullah khair.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Dr. Israr Ahmad. Barakallah Fik.
Ahmad Khan.
Sorry, we will give the floor for you. Please just be patient since we are moderating the program. Here, actually, we again, sorry for we started a few minutes late because of technical problem, and we intentionally skipped the introduction to our beloved Professor Dr. Israr Ahmad Khan. He basically now the professor at the Department of Tafsir, Faculty of Islamic Studies, Social Science University of Ankara, Turkey. And before he was also one of the famous and renowned professor at International Islamic University, Malaysia, IIM, where he has taught for around 3 decades, 26 years. Professor Dr. Israr is also visiting professor of Qatar, Qibla Academy of Tadabbur al-Quran. And his first lecture was also in English. That was available now, YouTube, Tadabbur _ Kata. The title was The Quranic Concept of an Ideal Human Society. His lecture became one of the most popular, the viewed lecture from Kata YouTube channel. So you can also browse. So dear brothers and sisters, viewers, listeners, participants, distinguished guests, and participants. Again, thank you very much for joining us. Inshallah, we have some announcement before we open the floor for question and answer. Qibla Academy of Tadabbur
That
al-Quran.
should not be the question answer.
Yes, Prof.
No question answer.
Okay, no question answer. Thank you, Prof. Then we can save the time because, okay, thank you very much. So I think some complimentary comment may be given by your friend and our Ustaz, Dr. Habib is here. Also, maybe we can allow him, inshallah, later. So I wanted to say the Qibla Academy of Tadabbur al-Quran actually is an institute, is an academy, is offering the diploma course in Tadabbur al-Quran. And I am very glad to inform you that today the Qibla has launched the first lecture in Arabic, where around 300 students registered as a regular students to join this program in Arabic. So you can visit our website kata-tadabbur.com, where you can register. If you are interested, you can invite your friends and relatives who are interested to learn and get the degree Tadabbur al-Quran diploma, inshallah. Professor Israr also one of them, inshallah, in English section in future will be available. Qibla Academy of Tadabbur al-Quran weekly organized 3 public lecture in English, in Arabic and Bhasa Malay. In English on Monday, in Bhasa Malay on Wednesday, and in Arabic every Saturday, 9:30 p.m., 4:30 Makkah time. So I see here many participants from around the globe, from Arab world to Africa to South Asia to East Asia, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much. We are very humble and delighted to invite you for the next lecture, series number 10. Today was series number 9. Next speaker is another professor, also a scholar of Tafsir and Ulumut Tafsir. He is Professor Dr. Khairuddin Khoza from Doha, Qatar, and he will be delivering his speech on the phenomena of terrorism and extremism, remedy from the Quran and Sunnah. So you all are invited to join our program either in English, in Arabic, or in Bhasa Malayo. Inshallah, you will be enlightened, you will be benefited by these scholars and their speech, inshallah. So here we open the floor for any complimentary comment. Dr. Habib, Dr. Yasir here, Dr. Ismail Omar here, and many others. Dr. Habib, are you here? Yes. Okay, Dr. Habib is here, but he's muted. No problem. So Professor Israr, actually, he is a scholar of Tafsir and Ulumul Tafsir, Ulumul Quran. One of his famous book that I have seen last week in a program, one of the professor quoted his book, is published in 2000, I think, the Quranic Studies, an Introduction. It is one of his very really interested and very scholarly contribution, where he published more than 10 books on tafsir and hadith and many articles and so. Now he is living in Turkey, Ankara, as he mentioned, and teaching at the University of Social Science, University of Ankara. So Professor, thank you very much for your valuable time and approve our invitation. We acknowledge and appreciate your scholarly efforts and contribution for Kata. And inshallah, we'll see you again and again. Barakallahu feekum. Yes, Prof, you want to say something?
Assalamualaikum.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
you want to say something, Prof?
No. I just wanted to say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, thank you. So we end our session here. Tasbih kafaratul majlis. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Again, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Prof, and thank you for you all.
So you're most welcome, Brother Yusuf. So